Around the Ozarks is now on your FM radio. Listen to Around the Ozarks mornings with Grace Gooley as I spotlight local people, stories, and podcasts, all while playing the country legends of the 90s and the hit makers of the 2000s. It's on the Ozarks' best country, 105.1 The Bull. It's time for Around the Ozarks News, brought to you by the Springfield Greene County Park Board, Thompson Sales, Kitchen Land USA, Advanced Car Care, Smouse Brothers, and United Plumbing. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Foreheads.
Hi there. Good morning to you on this Wednesday. It's been a rough couple of days in the Ozarks, and we have some more news related to that this morning. So let's get to it.
Heartbreaking, incredibly heartbreaking for the last 36 plus hours for Christian County Sheriff's Office and other law enforcement agencies across the Southwest Missouri area. They are grieving the loss of 30-year-old Deputy Gabriel Ramirez and 40-year-old Michael Hislop, both killed in the line of duty. It all started Monday afternoon when Ramirez was shot during a traffic stop south of Highlandville, prompting a massive manhunt for the suspect, Richard Byrd. Hours later, near Reed Spring, officers tracked Byrd to a wooded area off Highway 248, where gunfire erupted again. Deputy Hislop was fatally wounded while he was trying to help two other injured deputies, and Byrd was ultimately shot and killed by law enforcement. Sheriff Brad Cole called it a dark day. Some 150 officers from all over the Ozarks rushed in to help. Now people in Ozark are placing flowers on patrol cars parked outside on the square in Ozark. The school district there, where both deputies graduated, postponed its board meeting and lowered flags to half staff in their honor. We know fellow Deputy Joshua Wall was shot and wounded, along with Webster County Detective Austin McCall. Both of them are still hospitalized in stable condition. We know Detective McCall was shot 4 times, and Deputy Wall was shot in the leg. It was under fire that Deputy Hislop was trying to help them when he was fatally shot. An armored vehicle was then used to approach Byrd, the suspect, and they got him at that point with a fatal gunshot wound. Richard Dean Byrd had a very lengthy criminal history long before this week's deadly confrontation in Christian County. Back in 2014, he was charged in Johnson County, Kansas, with attempted first-degree murder after firing a rifle at a deputy who was responding to a theft call at a construction site where Byrd was stealing things. He was arrested then and charged, but those charges were later reduced through a plea deal to aggravated battery causing great bodily harm. He also pleaded guilty to fleeing law enforcement, criminal discharge of a firearm, interference with law enforcement, and drug possession. He spent some time in the Kansas prison system, but after his release, he continued to break the law in Missouri, including recent felony charges in Stone County for burglary, stealing, tampering with evidence, receiving stolen property, and drug possession. Court records identify him as a prior and persistent offender. That language is important. He had earlier Missouri felony convictions in 2003. He also had one in 2022. So suffice to say, the catch and release system is not working. Violent, persistent offenders being let go, and now the unthinkable, but perhaps not the unpredictable, leaving a community mourning, 2 families in grief, and the painful task of planning 2 funerals for 2 deputies who were also Army veterans.
Wow. It's shocking to me that he shot at a police officer and he was allowed to have that charge reduced.
Yeah. It's unbelievable.
And that happened in Kansas, right?
That happened in Kansas. But how many times? I mean, he's got plenty of charges in Missouri.
Well, you can see, having you read it, charge by charge and case by case, you can see the trajectory. It's getting worse,
right?
And it's seemed like a matter of time before something like what happened a couple of days ago.
And the beauty and the curse of the justice system in America is that your current offense that you're facing something for does not weigh in, but that's to a jury's opinion on the case. So they don't necessarily know all of your priors. However, a judge absolutely has access to that. The problem is we vote for judges. They are appointed in many cases, and Joe Blow public has no idea who these people are. Some of them are fantastic. Some of them are not. And I'm not, implicating the judge in this case specifically. I don't know his due diligence or his track record, because everybody's allowed to have a bad day. But what is the judge's track record? Like the one who's on your ballot and on my ballot, because we have to do our homework on them. We have to, because in many cases they are voted on by the public.
It would be interesting to know what circumstances in that case in Kansas where he fired at a police officer, what circumstances affected his ability to have that charge reduced? Was there not evidence of it? I don't know what that is. It seems like there would have to be something.
Yeah. I mean, probably for a guilty plea on the other things, which were serious enough. I mean, he did go to the DOC for a while. It's just that, like you said, we establish a pattern of behavior. Like it's been established. I mean, much of this, by the way, is public record. Like I did some digging, but you go to public record, you look at public record and you can find most of what you're looking for. And you can tell by the litany of incidents that this was headed nowhere good. And now it has come to this.
Well, it's sad indeed. There are two families that are forever changed. It seems like the Christian County Sheriff's Office is forever changed as a result of this, and it's heartbreaking and tragic.
I lectured our 16-year-old yesterday when I got home. You always, anytime you ever get pulled over, if that ever happens, you just put your arms like this. Just make it easy for them. Let them know you're not going to grab for anything. Just go like this, because you're just sitting in your car, but like they don't know what they're walking into ever.
Yeah,
this is the sort of incident that makes them quick on the trigger, because why would they not? I mean, they don't know what they're walking into, and we don't fault them for that, but let's make it easy.
Yeah.
For them
for them, it's any traffic stop anytime could lead to this. So, okay. Other news this morning, an Exeter man was killed by a train in Berry County. The 47-year-old was driving a car when he pulled onto a railroad crossing north of Purdy, and the train was coming and hit his vehicle. The train conductor was not hurt. Springfield City Council has taken a major step toward finishing the renovation of the Springfield Art Museum. It's a costly step. Monday night, the council unanimously approved a plan to set aside $30 million more in future sales tax revenue to complete that project. The money will be split between fiscal years 27 and 28, $15 million each year. The city says the funding pushes the project past $70 million now for the Art Museum, and keeps it on track for a grand reopening in 2028, which will be the museum's 100th anniversary. In addition to art museum funding, the council also approved more than $10.8 million for parks, trails, and corridor improvements in Springfield. Projects include an inclusive playground at McDaniel Park, new pickleball courts at Metter Park, trail connections from Kissick Avenue, and upgrades at Lafayette Park. Funding will also support a new eagle habitat at the Dickerson Park Zoo and planning for future trail and parkway extensions. Most of that work is expected to begin later this year, with completion targeted for next year or early 2028.
Okay. The Citizens Advisory Board that recommended those projects is now facing questions about how it was formed. A Springfield watchdog group claims that the board's structure may not match city charter requirements for membership and size. Mayor Jeff Schrog says that he's reviewing the concerns and working to determine next steps. That same board also previously recommended $30 million for a proposed downtown convention and events center, which ultimately will go to the voters.
Yeah, in April. In Jefferson City, a Southwest Missouri lawmaker is pushing to eliminate the statute of limitations for childhood sexual abuse civil cases. State Senator Brad Hudson, who represents the Branson area and the area around Kanakuk camps, has filed legislation that would remove the current age 31 deadline for filing suits. A related proposal would allow past cases to be filed retroactively if voters approve a constitutional change related to that. Supporters say many survivors don't and won't come forward until later in life. Opponents, though, raise concerns about liability and damages. So we will let you know how that goes through the State House in Jefferson City. And at Missouri State University, a new ticketing system is on the way for Bears athletics and campus events. The Board of Governors approved a contract with a California-based company to provide an updated web-based platform for ticketing. The system is supposed to be better at handling events and offer more digital options. Patrons will pay the service fee, of course, which will be $1 per ticket. The new system, so it could be worse. I don't know if you've been to some concerts where this whatever service fee is outrageous, but $1 is on the low end, I think. The new system is set to launch June 1st.
Okay. The Springfield RV Mega Show rolls into town this weekend, Friday through Sunday. You can check out the latest campers, motorhomes, and travel trailers just in time to start planning spring and summer getaways. Show hours are Friday and Saturday from 10 to 6, and then Sunday from 11 to 4. Organizers say it's a great chance to compare models, talk with RV experts. That's fun. And get ready for your next road trip adventure.
Yeah, all of these events, expos that are summer and spring related are starting to happen now. So that
you're getting excited?
That makes me excited about it. Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, you know what else makes us excited is our sponsors. We want to thank them. We are grateful to them for supporting Around the Ozarks News. So we hope that you stop by and check them out. Springfield Greene County Park Board, Thompson Sales, Kitchenland USA, Advanced Car Care Center, Smouse Brothers Foundation Repair, and United Plumbing. We've
used a couple of them already, We
have indeed.
And then also I was talking to a close friend of mine who knows the Smouse Brothers people, and she gave them a big green check mark. So that was exciting to hear.
Okay.
So,
is that similar to a thumbs up, a green check mark?
Yeah, it's the equivalent.
Okay.
But you wouldn't know anything about that because you're an Android guy.
Oh, I gotcha. It's
so
we're playing that game. All right. At any rate, thank you for being with us this morning. Tell your friends, and we hope you have a fantastic Wednesday.
See you tomorrow.
It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather, brought to you by Command Family Medicine, Heating and Air Paramedics, The Trailer Ranch, Hewitt Messenger, and Taylor Grubaugh Chevrolet. Here's your host, meteorologist Abby Dyer.
Good morning, everybody. Conditions across the Ozarks this morning are above freezing, and that's an improvement for us. In fact, I have conditions that are going to be rather mild today. We've got numbers starting out in the upper 30s and low 40s across the region, depending on where you're at. And highs today are going to climb into the mid 60s. So some good news here in the weather department. We are going to see temperatures warm on up as we head through the day. Also, the winds not as strong as yesterday. It was gusty and blustery out there yesterday with those strong south winds. It made it feel kind of chilly outside through the day, and we are going to see some improvement in the wind department today as well. This morning, though, we are above freezing. Still chilly early to start. We'll have high temperatures climbing into the mid 60s by this afternoon. It's a day where you might want to dress in layers again. Gloves may be possible this morning, but this afternoon, just a light jacket will be fine. We do have a rain chance returning to the Ozarks too, and that comes in the way of rainfall overnight tonight into early tomorrow. We've got an east breeze in the forecast and a chance for showers in the forecast tonight into early Thursday. It's not a ton in terms of rain, but we'll take it. We are still seeing drought conditions across the Ozarks. But all that rain is going to give way to some sunny conditions as we head into Friday. The rain chance, by the way, it's not looking too great. I think the best opportunity for seeing rain happens after midnight tonight. So after you're all in bed, you're going to stay dry through this evening. You can enjoy the mild pattern. We will see some clouds build back into the Ozarks this evening and overnight tonight, setting the stage for about a 30% chance for rain. That's going to take place through early tomorrow. Then we get a warm up. High temperatures on Friday. They should make it to the 70s after a cooler day tomorrow. Numbers are then going to be very warm once again on Saturday. In fact, we could see mid 70s in the forecast Saturday afternoon. So go ahead, make your outdoor plans for the weekend. Today, we're looking at temperatures in the mid and upper 60s. It's possible that a few folks hit 70 today. That rain chance occurs tonight into early Thursday. Then we will see a cooler day on Thursday with temperatures back into the lower 60s. We will jump. I think Friday we're back into the 70s. It'll be very warm both Friday and Saturday. So some much needed news, some welcome news for some outdoor time here in the next several days. Around the country, here's what's making headlines. It is unsettled weather with heavy mountain snow across the west through today. That's making some of the national news headlines now that the snowfall for the mid-Atlantic has moved out. We also see above average temperatures persisting for much of the work week through the western and central United States. So good news there. We're included in those above average temperatures, and that trend is going to continue for us as we head through Saturday of this weekend. All right, it's time for the Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather Brain Twister trivia question of the day. And the question yesterday, which of these historical figures was not actually born in the year their most common birth year is actually listed? Do you think it is A, William Shakespeare, B, Christopher Columbus, C, Leonardo da Vinci, or D, Cleopatra? Believe it or not, it is the most famous William Shakespeare. His exact birth date is unknown, but tradition places it on April 23rd, 1564. And people guess that's it because he was baptized on April 26th, and babies were usually baptized shortly after their birth. However, the calendar in England at the time was the Julian calendar, and records are imprecise. So there is no definitive proof of the precise day that confirms the year beyond those baptism records. Many sources casually list it as 1564, but it's not as solid as people think. Others have very well documented birth years, such as Christopher Columbus in 1451, Da Vinci in 1452, and Cleopatra in 69 BC. So now you know. Congrats if A, William Shakespeare was your guess. Here's the next trivia question that I'll leave you with. What is the name for the tiny plastic or metal tube at the end of a shoelace? There's a name for it. What do you think it is? A, ferrule, B, aglet, C, grommet, or D, eyelet? You can take your guess. That's at the website, aroundtheozarks.com. Big shout out to our sponsors this morning, Command Family Medicine, Heating and Air Paramedics, The Trailer Ranch, Hewitt Messenger, and Taylor Grubaugh Chevrolet. Have a great one, everybody. I'll be back to chat with you first thing tomorrow.